more than 1 billion people have high blood pressure, and that number is increasing, steadily increasing. And high blood pressure, of course, can lead to strokes and heart attacks. So we have a major issue going on out there. I think most of us are aware of what high blood pressure is. It's when we have our arteries that the blood flows through, and if the artery starts to lose the diameter, sometimes the arteries can become very stiff, then the blood is not flowing freely through, and pressure can start to build. And again, that's what leads to a whole host of problems, most notably heart attacks and strokes. I think a good visual too is if you're watering your plants outside with your garden hose, and maybe you turn a little bit and you get a kink in the hose, and you can see that pressure start to build in the hose. And again, that's a very good visual to think of our arteries, what's going on in there. So of course we want to do everything we can to prevent this from happening. And exercise, of course, I think a lot of us are aware that exercise is a great intervention that we can start doing that will help reduce that type of pressure in our arteries. Most recently though, and this is why I wanted to make this video, there has been quite a bit of research now on what specific types of exercises are the best for preventing hypertension, for preventing that pressure in our arteries. There was recently, I believe it was in March, a trial that looked at multiple different studies, and it was a meta-analysis study, and they found that in particular, specifically, that isometric exercises seem to be the most beneficial in terms of preventing that pressure to build up in our arterial walls. In isometric exercises, you might have heard of these also, but that's when we contract a muscle, but the length of the muscle does not vary. It stays static throughout the exercise. And again, the meta-analysis studies now are pointed to isometrics as the best mode of exercise we can do to prevent hypertension and high blood pressure. So I just wanted to give you a couple examples today, and they're very simple. You can incorporate them right today to start working on these. I just always like to say, if you're in pain though, or you have any medical contraindications to exercise, please do not attempt these. But if you do have a clean bill of health, why not? Again, they're very simple to implement. You can do them right in your home. And let me give you a couple examples so you have an idea of what isometric exercises are. For instance, you could get a chair, and then you can sit in the chair, and from there, just see if you can stand up maybe a quarter of the way. So I'm just coming up a third of the way, and now I'm going to try to hold this position. And this is a great example of an isometric, because my muscles in my thighs are contracting, and my glute muscles are contracting. I'm contracting abdominal muscles, lower back muscles to hold myself in this position, but the length of the muscles are not changing. It's a static position. And as I hold this, I can start to feel a little burning. These muscles are under tension as I'm holding it. So again, this is a great little isometric. You could even do it the other way. Start in a standing position with a chair behind you. Hinge your hips a little bit. Keep that back nice and strict, and come down until you feel that tension build in your thighs and your rear end. Stay nice and strict, and just try to hold this position. And ideally, the longer you can hold it, the more effective it can be, but it's relative. So if you can start with just a 10-second hold, that's great, and just try to build up. If you can get up to a minute, even 2 minutes, even better, even better. So you can do that one out of a chair. You could even you could get into a push-up position and lower yourself down just above the ground, maybe a couple inches above the ground, and hold this position. Very challenging, and as you could probably imagine, it's going to really work your shoulders and your chest, your triceps. your core, your abdominal muscles, into your glutes. But again, you just want to get to that position where you feel tension in your muscles and then try to sustain it. And that's that isometric effect again. And as I said earlier, these meta-analysis studies are pointing at these types of exercises as the most effective for preventing hypertension, for blood pressure. You could even, the plank is pretty popular now. You could get in a plank position and hold the plank position for, again, 10, 20, 30 seconds. It's all going to be beneficial. It's all going to compound also. So a plank is a great idea too. But there's multiple different ways of isometric exercises you can do. Even in the car, maybe at a red light, you have your hands on the steering wheel. You can contract your glute muscles, kind of squeeze your cheeks together, squeeze your abdominal muscles, hold that for a good 30 seconds or until the light turns green. But again, they're very, very easy to incorporate throughout our day. And this can go so far in terms of our quality of life as we get older, because it's going to help, again, prevent that stiffness in the arterial walls. I just wanted to mention one other benefit too. You might be familiar with a gas molecule called nitric oxide. NO is the abbreviation. But when we exercise, and again, especially with isometric exercises, we release this nitric oxide. It perfuses from our artery walls, and this has an effect of dilating our arteries. So when we exercise, nitric oxide is released. This dilates, increases the diameter of our arteries, which again just allows much more freely perfusion of blood through our arteries. So amazing how these types of little exercises, these interventions, can have such a huge, major impact on what's going on with our arteries, increasing the diameter, lessening the stiffness of those arterial walls. So the benefits, I think you can see are just invaluable. So I hope that helps you guys. If you want more examples of isometric exercises, I'd be happy to make another video of just various different ways you can approach this. My name is Erik. I'm a physical therapist. I've worked with literally thousands of active seniors, and now I'm working more in a prevention-based mode. There is just so much out there we can do, and it doesn't take a lot of time. You don't have to go to the gym. And again, the impact on your quality of life, especially as we get older, especially as we want to do all those things we love and enjoy, it all can be. We have so much control over that. So again, I hope that's beneficial, and I will be making more videos with interventions just like this that you can plug right into your lifestyle. Thanks for watching, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.